What you doing, hon? Over here. What are you doing, honey? Come here. Come here. Go pee-pees, hon. Let you go pee-pee, honey. Good girl, hon. Wanna go over here? Come on over here, hon. Come on over here, honey. Come on, hon. Good girl, honey. What you doing, hon? Wanna go pee-pees? Over here, hon. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? How's it going? Good. Pretty good. Over here, hon. Daisy. Hey. Come on over here. Let's go down here. Come on over here. Come here, hon. Hey. Nice night out. Come here, hon. Daisy. No, no. Hey. Come here. Get over here. Come here, honey. Come here. Hey. Come on. Come on over here. Come here. Come on, hon. Come on, hon. Yeah, I know. Can you believe that shit? Monday it's supposed to be 86. Such bullshit. Actually, it was kind of hot today. I guess the notices aren't working. People are sending me emails, but that's how it always is. Come here. Oh, me too. I thought we were home free. Guess not. Come here. Hang on one sec. Good girl, hon. You want a treat? You want a treat? Wow. Sorry about that. How you doing, Teresa? Yeah, I'm ready for fall too, Tim. It's just crazy. It's not supposed to be this hot. Let's answer my YouTube questions. How'd your day go, Tammy? Secret, these damn stalkers call up and call the cops and make up bullshit. So I quit telling them. Oh, did you? It's my Daisy girl attacking a treat. I just did an interview about 45 minutes ago. Got some other video driving around. I didn't expect to get anything today, so I got here late. I'll tell you in a text though. Went to a Barnes and Noble, got some sushi, drove around, familiarized myself a little bit. Yeah, it's a nice room. Business king, they call it. Gonna have a big party tonight. Hey Renee, how you doing? I'm so sick of this hot weather. It's ridiculous. Oh, good for you, Frisky. Good. That's a relief. I mean, just think of all the people out there that don't get that news, so consider yourself lucky. Believe me, I had a good buddy of mine in Chicago, and I went through him from day one till he died, which was about a year. And it was like the first appointment was, we're not really sure, and the second appointment was, well, we ruled out leukemia, and the third appointment was, you've got 4-stage lung cancer, and you got a year to live. And he asked, like, no matter what, and he said, yeah, sometimes there are surprises. They always tell you something like that, but basically it was laid out, a year to live. You got a half a lung taken out, and then it was all downhill after that. Hey, Penny. Hey, Jabo. Really good guy, too. He had retired, and then he'd come out of retirement, and he was a Catholic priest, and there was a diocese emergency that they didn't have enough guys to staff churches, so they asked him if he'd come back into service, and he did, and he worked like a damn dog for 3 more years. Those are 3 years he could have done the traveling he wanted to. Yeah, I'll tell you, he did smoke, but there are people that get lung cancer that never smoked, and people that get lung cancer that were never around toxic fumes, asbestos, what have you. And then there are some people that smoke that have quit for 35 years. So you never really know, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, B.J. Thomas had been a smoker like 30 years ago. Christopher Reeve's wife, she was a smoker in lounges, secondhand smoke, so it's hard to say. Hey, Flower Fairy, how you doing? I was around smokers my whole life. My parents were chain smokers. I could remember once in a while we would go and rent this cottage in Connecticut like every 5 years for a week. And I can remember being in the airplane and my eyes hurt. There was so much smoke in the cockpit, in the, not the cockpit, but the place where the passengers were. It's recycled air in the cockpit. They get fresh air all the time. Fresh air, I should say. It's recycled air in the cabin, which is not. Yeah, they say secondhand smoke. I'm surprised I'm not dead or by now already. Oh, thank you, Penny. Yeah, I just got an interview here about 45 minutes ago, and I got some good. I took some photos. I'll get a lot more. I didn't plan on getting anything today. I got here late, left late. I'm not an early riser. I'm going to get up early tomorrow, though. I'll probably stay tomorrow and the next day, and maybe Saturday. Yeah, choose joy, but I mean, most of the time, in a big way, quitting, ends up saving your life. So, I mean, it's certainly better to quit than not. I have got a sister that's got COPD, and I had a neighbor that had it as a kid, and my buddy's father died from it. So, I mean, there's all sorts of things you can get minus dying, but that's one bad habit I didn't pick up. I'm not so sure why, but I didn't. Certainly didn't have anything to do with discipline or a lack of recklessness. Yeah, you quit. Secret romance. These crazy stalkers, man, these lunatics, like that psycho in Canada, she calls police departments and says that I'm stalking and I'm being under investigation for murdering people. And so I'm not going to give them that opportunity. It's crazy. I noticed somebody kept trying to call me from a restricted number today. I don't answer those. So I'm not going to give anybody the pleasure of threatening me and hanging up. Daisy girl. Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden you're getting pulled over and you can't figure out why. That's why. Because somebody's called up and told them a bunch of bullshit. And they just, they got to act on it. They got to at least pull you over. I'm sure that's why I got that ticket for Daisy on my lap. I haven't found a state trooper yet that's ever written that ticket in his entire life. And if you go back and you look at the video of that traffic stop, there wasn't any driving that suggested anything was blocked. It's not against the law to have a dog on your lap. And there were countless people just hauling ass by everybody, speeding that this guy didn't pay attention to. Oh, that's a good idea, Miami. Yeah. Miami, yeah, good idea. They're crazy. Well, they'll eventually figure out where I'm at, but I'll be long gone by then. It is. It's not against the law to have a dog on your lap. It's not against the law to do a live stream while you're driving either. I mean, there are other tickets you can get for that if you're a dumbass, like distracted driving, weaving in and out, crossing the yellow line. It's no different than looking at a GPS, a speedometer, or anything else, which is why it's not against the law. What you can't do is you can't text in Michigan while you're driving. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, yeah, it is safe. Even the state police admitted there wasn't any driving associated with not being able to see. And if you looked at that video, I pulled over the minute he turned his lights on. There's something more to that. I'll probably never get the truth of it all. But another state trooper showed up with his lights on right after he pulled me over. So I'm sure just like when I got swatted in Detroit, they bought into some bullshit. And rather than just say, hey, we got a call, we were just following up, they act like a dog on your lap that's not illegal is why they pulled you over. Yo, Red Roof Inn always. Yeah, they have no life but that. Of all these people that are regularly talked about on YouTube, they've never had a career, they don't work, They're in some weird scenario with somebody. They have a special needs kid. Uh, their life's been a complete and total disaster, and the only thing that excites them is trying to cause somebody else's life trouble. Yeah. They've all tried channels and they've failed. They're constantly getting blocked and banned from places. They live with their mother. They have no intentions of ever working. Just a bunch of misfits. Yeah. There's less and less of these red roof inns. Virtually, there are hardly any out west. If I've got to stay in a place other than a red roof inn because I've got Daisy, it's a total scam. $20 extra a night, $25 extra a night. Yeah, it's true, Flower Fairy. Sure does. Yep. Yeah, I bet you used to have some though. Yeah, they've first of all, it's an old design. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, there's two schools of thought on that. You don't have to go through any lobby. You can pull right up to the drawer. Well, for me, that's great because I've always got a bunch of camera equipment and a dog and, computer and every bag and you name it, tripods. So to me, it's nice to pull up right in front of the door. But by and large, most people would rather have the security of a locked entrance where people had to pass a lobby. So that's one reason. The second reason is red roof inns don't have elevators. So basically, if you haven't locked up a bottom floor room by the time you decided to take your trip, you're screwed. People just don't like walking upstairs. It's also why they can't keep house keepers, because, you try walking up and downstairs, it's bad enough cleaning, let alone doing that all day long. That's the second reason. Usually, when you see places start allowing pets with no strings attached, it's meant that they've lost the business trailer, which has really been compromised anyway. I've noticed in a lot of red roof inns that they work deals with people basically renting rooms just like it was a hotel room. They don't want to admit to that, and they try to keep them in the back where people don't figure that out during their stay. And it runs the gamut on red roof inns. You can have a decent one, a real dive, or a super nice one. Hey, Timeless. Hey, Mr. Adams Apple. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, they charge for an emotional support animal. Yep. I mean, I've been like this my whole life, traveling a lot, and over this COVID thing didn't do the traveler any favors because they lost a shit ton of income. That's one of the big flaws in business. Sometimes they lose revenue. So what they try to do is to restaurants do it too is jack up their prices. And if you look at long-term studies, by and large, with exception, that doesn't work that well. So, and when you go out west, once you get west, if you drew a line down Wisconsin, Iowa, all the way down the middle of like Texas, once you get west of that line, there are hardly any red roof inns. And this one outfit that owns a bunch like Super 8, Quality Inn, there's like six or seven of them. They got that stuff down to a science. It's like Hilton and reservations. You're not getting any deal. And it almost seems like price fixing because you're not getting any deal anywhere once you get west of those places. You rack up points and there's so many strings attached to use them, and it's ridiculous. You can't use, like, say I earned a bunch of points through that outfit. I couldn't use them on the trip I was on. You can't use them till like 45 days later. It's always something. Well, with most people, once you've taken your vacation, what in the hell good are points going to do you? What did Frisky ask me? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just talking to a guy, actually, a homeless guy, a real nice guy. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Good." I said, "Hey, be interested in doing an interview?" He said, "I don't want anybody knowing I'm out here." I said, "Well, I'll pay you anyway. That happens." He said, "No, man." It's like, "Yeah, it's no problem. That happens from time to time." Real nice guy. Easy's right there. Daisy just got quarter pounder tonight plain. Well, thank you, Timeless. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a. I mean, I've said this a million times. My channel is really just. It's just a channel that I started basically kind of documenting what I've done my whole life. I've stuck to the same thing. I mean, uh, I mean, obviously the interviews are popular. Excuse me, but I'm not a viewer or a subscriber chaser at all. And if I was, I would be doing interviews all the time, all month long, all year long, and I don't. I mean, I do what I like to do, and that's one thing I'm not going to violate. My sunset videos, kayak, and they don't do shit. But that wasn't the idea of it. If I had my druthers, I'd hide my views and I'd hide my subscribers. It doesn't mean anything to me, but you can't. You can hide your subscribers, I guess, but you can't hide the views. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, pork chops. Good for you. Oh, it's 3 years, Stephanie. Wow. It's been that long, huh? Yeah, people come and go. It's kind of how it's been. What happens to me sometimes, I mean, I hate to say this, but there's certain personalities. I'm kind of a loner guy, and it's weird because I don't socialize much, but I get on and do these chats, which is strange. And there are people that I guess are more social than me, and you kind of get to know them over time on YouTube. After a while they get pissed that I don't want to get together, and they know them around where they live, and I don't stop by, and it offends them in some kind of way. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just had some black guys approach me today and said, "Don't you know better than to have cameras around black people?" It's like, what does that have to do with anything? It's like police. It's like, I'm not a policeman. Besides, I'm not taking photos of you anyway. Don't flatter yourself. Oh, a year. Wow. Yeah, people are weird, man. I put these mounts. Actually, I like it. I just did one about a 40-minute one on drove around, and I've tried different mounts, but I got the camera stuck right on the roof of the old GoPro. I got them all over the damn place, and it works well. It's crazy. The only downside is I would have to mute the sound, which I could do, but that's so much extra work because all you hear is wind blowing by the damn thing. But the video quality is fantastic, even driving down the expressway. Yeah, manner. That's exactly right. Manners. I mean, somebody said the other day, we were happening to talk about the gay lisp, which really is interesting to me. I mean, my buddy told me that it's got a biological basis, and I thought that sounds like some bullshit. Sure enough, the more I read, it certainly seems like it has one. And we were having a nice conversation about this. And sure enough, somebody comes on, some guy named Adam, and says, is somebody here homophobe? Nobody had made any comment like that at all. And it's just kind of like the male version of Karen. So I got in his ass about it. It's like, hey, look, you're bringing this bullshit up over here. I'm going to kick your ass off here if you do that crap again. We're not stupid. And he said, well, I just wanted to know. It's like, well, you go just want to know someplace else where it looks like people may be that way. We weren't talking anything at all about that. Yeah, I mean, a lot. I mean, look, YouTube is really good at. If I was a views chaser and stuff, I mean, I know what sells. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, and they will let you know what makes it. You get every damn algorithm, chart, graph, pie chat. You get all sorts of stuff on how to sell your channel, promote your channel, just tons of it. It never ends. I don't pay any attention to any of it because it doesn't really matter to me. But if I did, I know what people like and what people don't, and I do the opposite. I shouldn't say I do the opposite, but I don't like that's not what I'm thinking when I decide to like even the infrared photos and stuff, those aren't popular at all. Like I've told you before, if you want to get an idea on what somebody's paid on YouTube, about $3.25 per thousand views. And if most of my videos don't even have like 400 views, so I know when I'm doing them, I'll never make a dime on them, but I'm fine with that. Besides, any money I got, I saved it all anyway, and I just like use it for good things. Then I'm able to help people and stuff. Oh, Lacey's a sweetheart. I haven't been in Detroit lately. No, I haven't been down there lately. Oh, when somebody tells me to like and subscribe, it just turns me off. It's just like when you get to know someone in your personal life. It can take one I'm a weird guy that way. I mean, I will admit to it. I'm really weird. Like my wife used to accuse me of setting people up all the time, like getting them to see if they took the bait or not. I don't know if that's really true, but it can be a comment. It can be something they said about somebody else. Uh, and I'm done with them. There is no way in hell they're coming on and being a part of any chat. Frankly, I don't. You go if you went down and you talked to anybody that I've crossed paths with, minus Kelly maybe, and they're not going to have anything negative to say about me, and that is because I stuck to my guns and there was never any bullshit. Everybody knew what they were in for, and I never let them down. You could talk to Becky, you could talk to Tassie, you could talk to Maddie and Gerald. And when I see people that live in Texas opening their big mouth talking about Maddie, putting Maddie's name in their title, that's because she's too fucking stupid to get any views any other way. She can't even spell basic fourth grader words. So now Maddie's children, it's always something to get somebody to watch their channel because they're too damn dumb to get anybody to have any interest in anything they do. They don't do anything. They don't interview people. They don't go places. They don't take photos. They don't take videos. They don't critique books they've read. Nothing. All they do is go around and make up bullshit talking about these lunatics, which is super boring to me. But it's popular. I mean, if you click on the news now, even with some of the more well-known channels, it's all this lady died at 22, this baby drowned at 1 day old. I mean, all sorts of crazy shit. It's nothing good. You don't come away learning anything from it. It's all this constant, nonstop drama bullshit, you know? But I mean, and I'm not a fan of people. If you notice, I delete all the comments where, these people that I interview, they go on and read their comments. They got enough problems, let alone going on there about what they look like. That stupid ass Angie in Texas actually put before and after videos of Manny. It doesn't get any lower than that. That fraud actually regarded herself as someone that cared for people. And I said early on, this lady is full of shit. And sure enough, you see what she's doing now? Putting on before and after. She doesn't even know Maddie. And it's none of her business where the kids are, which, by the way, are doing much better than if they would have been with Maddie. I just get so sick of these losers. Yeah, it really is. It's just a shitty thing to do. And she's got a lot of nerve talking about what anybody looks like. But there's nobody that is going to tune in to listen to anything that she says. I'm sure we're never going to get the straight scoop on why she quit interviewing homeless people and drug addicts. There's something up with that. Who knows? She says it's because it triggered her to use again. I don't buy that a bit. It was doing tons of them all the time, and then bam, it was done. Yeah, there's something wrong with them. Yeah, it's crazy. This other idiot down in Flint, this nitty, the guy's a total flunky. No, she's terrible at it. I mean, who would listen to her about anything? Angie reacts. Who gives a shit? The only thing I ask Angie never to do is please don't help your kids with spelling or writing because they'll flunk out of the third grade. I mean, this lady is like super stupid. Yeah, and I'm not helping. It's bit me in the ass too many times, suggesting people, subscribe to their channels and then they go out and rip them off, lie to them. I'm not doing it anymore. It's just like I'm not saying where my location's at either. I don't care if I talk to myself for an hour and a half, I'll do it, but I'm not going to entertain a bunch of stupid stuff about these idiots. So dumb. Oh my God, he should have a vasectomy. Imagine what that idiot has cost the taxpayers. Yeah, and I'll tell you a thing, in defense of this guy, not really defense of him, but look, there are people that live in environments that you probably aren't jealous of. I mean, I run into a lot of people, they're just trying to get a roof over their head any way they can. And I really don't think it's prudent or any sign of having any tact or etiquette at all to bring up where this guy happens to live because it's got nothing to do with anything. I mean, it's just really low. Yeah, ignorant, illiterate. Yep. I've got a bunch of emails on people that have been getting unsubscribed from my channel. I always talk about conspiracy theorists. Uh, I don't think that, but I have had it happen before. It's been happening again too. And I emailed them about it, but that's my only knock. You can't complain too much about it with YouTube because it's all free, right? So you get what you pay for. But you'll bring up something to them and you'll get this canned response telling you to check three things that have absolutely nothing to do with what you just verified your issue is in an email. It's super frustrating. Yeah, I mean, there's some people I don't like out there, that's for sure. But I mean, I don't think you should be, knocking what people look like and the kind of places that they live. And it's just, these are adults. I mean, if I ever started doing that in a channel, I wish someone would just knock the door down and blow my head off. It's like high school. It's worse than high school. It's so stupid. The plan for tomorrow is get up earlier than normal and hit the road for some interviews and some photography. That's what the plan is. Now, tomorrow's going to be a hot one. So I'll try and get out early if I can, and then I'll probably stay through Saturday. There's some places that I would have liked to photograph today, but let me tell you, I mean, it's nothing to brag about, but I can piss away a whole day, no problem, doing photos. I know it sounds crazy, but the only people that would realize the time that it takes are people that have been into photography. Because by the time I get up, get my stuff, hit the road, get there, I mean, there's nothing really close to where I live. I can spend 8 hours out driving around, no problem. Get home, get something to eat, start uploading my videos, whatever. It's easily a 12-hour day. And like, I haven't been doing interviews too much lately, so, but some of those take some time, you know. Another thing too that I never mentioned is sometimes people will contact me and they'll say, "Hey, when you're over around this area, would you mind stopping by there and checking it out?" Which I do, but I don't mention that in the listing because it really doesn't matter. And an example is that is when I was down there in Forest Lake where all the water had been drained out. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with that breach dam down there near Beaverton, but I'm going to verify that. Whatever it is, it's terrible. As you can see, it's about 15 feet down to the bottom of the lake. No boats. It's all gone. That place is actually only about 6 or 7 miles from where I live, and that's the first time I've been back there. It's kind of a development called Forest Lake, and I'm pretty sure that that's the reason. I haven't got a chance. I did kind of, do a short check to see if that's what the issue is. I really don't know. I'll find out though, because I've been down around Sanford and Edenville where those dams were breached. But here's what doesn't make sense. Those dams were breached, but that doesn't mean they failed. It's not like the dam fell over and everything's flat now. The water gushed around the sides of them. And it would seem, minus a complete failure, that when things return to normal and you did lose a big volume of water, maybe that's it. That, but you wouldn't think that you'd lose any more water than you would than what would have been a normal level. I mean, you'd lose the excess that'd be going through the neighborhoods and wrecking everything, and then when it all went down, it'd just be the same old river and streams. But that's not the case. I mean, that water's 6 inches deep. Even you go down those areas, there's no boats in the water, nothing. But I thought, honestly, that Forest Lake was too far east and north. That's why I'm not sure of it. But whatever the case is, it was someone that had used to live in that facility and wanted me to stop by there and take a video. So, I mean, minus that, you would think this is pretty boring. Here's a big place where boats used to be parked. What's the big deal? Well, I do lots of videos that are pretty boring to most people. And on the Alger Hotel, that's kind of a joke around West Branch. Uh, as I've said before, these northern communities where I live, they were busier 100 years ago than they are now. That's no kidding. With logging and the expansion of the states and that kind of thing, trains coming through, circuses, big events. Seriously, it was way busier, way busier. Yep. Speaking of, yeah, but the joke is the Alger motel. That 76 was the main drag up north for years prior to 75 coming in. Other than that, you had to go way west to 127. So that's where all the northern mission traffic came up, 76. That's why you see places like that. And over the years, I mean, the expressway, I think, came in 72, maybe 70, something like that. And it's been downhill ever since. Once the expressway started, all those places just went south. And even when I moved up there 10 years ago, there was still a little happening, but I'm telling you, the day of the mom and pop businesses in and off the main drag areas are pretty much over. It's unbelievable how many places are out of business. I don't know when it closed. It seems to me, it's kind of weird because I looked in the windows and it looks like the rooms are still what most those places will do. I'll give you an example. When I go out to Clear Lake, you'll see me cut through there sometimes. There's a hotel there, and I know because I used to be friends with the old prosecutor that the state has kind of like they rent these out of I don't want to say out of business, but former hotels and motels. The state rents those for people that are making the bridge from prison to regular life. And I know a lot of those places are filled with people that just got out of prison. They certainly don't promote that, but that's what the deal is. Hey Mary, where you been? I was thinking of you this morning. Oh my God, August 8th. Oh, good. Well, hope things get better for you. Were you able to work out your deal there? Get it worked out? And are you taking any photos? Oh, Daisy's always on alert, big time. The minute I didn't take her today, and I won't probably take her tomorrow, which I don't like doing, but in new areas where I'm not familiar, there's a lot of traffic. Plus, it's going to be hot. I mean, I have water for her stuff. That air conditioner hasn't worked in a long time, and it stresses me out. And even though I'm not going to take her on a 90-degree day, but a day like today, it was 75, and in my opinion, it was still too hot. I mean, I'm usually moving down the road, but when I'm once in a while, I'll get stuck or I'm stopped someplace and it's going to be sunny and I can't find a shady spot. And even though I have water and stuff, I just don't feel comfortable taking me with her. And these dogs, and I'm sure she's part Lobso, Opso at least, they don't do very well with the heat, so it's just not worth it to me. I leave her in an air-conditioned room. She feels okay in these rooms. Um, I can tell as soon as I shut the door, but as soon as I leave, even if I left now, she'll quit eating and drinking. She won't do either one. I could give her a filet mignon on a paper plate, and that would be just as it was when I left it. Yeah, I mean, I would get honestly, I would get it fixed, but it's just, it's got 428,000 miles. And I don't really mind, I don't really like air conditioning that much. Other than it's a pain in the ass with Daisy. I would get it fixed, but it's just such a pain in the ass getting it done. It's really not that much, like 1,300. I don't really care, but it's iffy around where I live getting it fixed properly. The whole thing done. And some places don't even want to mess with older vehicles like that. So, and this Astro, man, it could be the last time I drive it any day. So that's kind of why. Now here I am going into what should be fall. It's going to be 86 degrees Monday. So on days like that, I'll take her swimming at home and that's it. But it does curb my travel plans. Yeah. Mary, are you taking any photos at all? No, not really. I do like my cars. I like my airplanes too, boats. But I mean, I mean, I do like my Astro van, to tell you the truth, mainly because I don't have to worry about it. Uh, and it's kind of fun just seeing how long I'm going to get out of it. If I hit there's a big ass pothole when you turn right at the light up here. And if I had something new, I'd be like, oh God, is my front end out of the line? Did I scratch the rim? With the old Astro van, I don't care. I mean, I do take care of it mechanically. I mean, I get oil change every 5,000 miles, synthetic oil. Now I am going to get the trans changed again, uh, the rear end, and I'll get my oil changed. And I need a thermostat too. Putting a thermostat in an Astro van is a bitch. It's a hell of a job, man. You go look on YouTube on a video putting a thermostat in an Astro van. It is a pain in the ass. It won't take a camera when you push the button. When did that start? Yeah, I've come awful close to hitting her. I hit two one time in Illinois, but I was almost stopped. And I creased one time about 8 years ago in 55, coming back from Tawas. Barely hit it, but I haven't hit one solid, but I've just missed probably 30 of them. Hey, Julie. Yeah, right. Yeah. You're right, Mike. Yeah. I got a couple pictures from Mary today. She is out harvesting wild rice. They had their canoes, really beautiful photos. It won't. It won't. I mean, that's all a mechanical device, and you charge the batteries. If you had, are you sure you're not on the manual setting? When you go to the window where you can see what setting you're on, are you familiar with what those are? I mean, you could twist that knob to where it wouldn't fire by pushing the button. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of that with one of those cameras. I mean, they're bulletproof basically. Hi, hon. Hi, honey. You want to come up on Dad? You want to come up on Daddy? Okay, hon. All right. Sure. Sure. You can come up on Dad, hon. Sure, honey. Sure, honey. No, you don't. Nope. Yeah, you got to be doing something wrong. I mean, and you have a do you have that with you? I mean, you can call me tomorrow and I can walk you through it. But everything, it's magnesium is the internal parts of cameras, which is one of the reasons why they cost so much and they're heavy. And that's so, you're not going to get any corrosion to, make them rust shut or anything like that. That's a mystery, but I'm sure it's got to be a setting. Yeah, I'll walk you through it. I'm sure it's got to be because it definitely worked when I sent it to you. And that only has like 29,000 actuations on it, which is nothing. I mean, they get 120,000 all the time. Um, no, I mean, honestly, let me think about this. That may be it. You may need to delete some pictures. I bet you that's it. Funny you should say that because on the D800 I have, the one that's infrared only, I think that tops out at 999 photos on that particular card that I have. And those are, I mean, there's 36 megapixel, but they're very dense because of the way that the image is recorded. It's invisible light. Anytime there's a shit ton of black and white, which is what they are, because that's what it's converting them into, it takes up tons of data. And I think 999, I don't think I can even fire the shutter when the card's full. I think that's what it is. Why don't you take the card out? Do you know how to transfer the card into your laptop and then delete those images? And I bet that's the issue. Hey, Steven. Daisy, what's on your mind, hon? What's on your mind, honey? Dad wasn't paying enough attention to you? You a good girl? Dad didn't spend enough time with you today? Hey, Mark, how you doing? Yeah, I bet you that's it. See, I hardly ever do that. And that's also why I buy big cards. Uh, I got a free one with the D800, and that would never be an issue. But I buy huge cards with everything. I never run out of space, even with my GoPros. Those are 256, which is forever. I mean, I'm charging batteries all the time, but I'm not running out of card space. Oh yeah, she's a cute bodyguard, Daisy. It's a nice room, yep. You have a party here tonight. See this damn focus on this damn thing. Here's my laptop. He's a bodyguard. She's a good bodyguard. Nah, I left her in the room today. She's ready to party. Here, this piece of junk is searching. It's terrible in low light. Oh, you lucky dog, Mary. Yeah, there's some things you can't get terabyte cards and they're super expensive. I notice on these, like this GoPro 360. By the way, the GoPro came out with their new model today and they're offering deals on the other ones. But on that GoPro 360, there's another company that makes it. They call it 360 something with an in sensor. And I know they suggest a terabyte micro SD card, and they're about 370 bucks. No, I just took her out for a wonky bye-bye a little bit. She wasn't that interested around here. Do it, Stephanie. She walkie bye-bye. Yeah, she walkie bye-bye girl. Hey, Melanie, how you doing? Yeah, they're expensive. You don't, I mean, I'm a total camera nut. I got a million cameras. I got probably five of them I don't even use. They're not expensive. Sometimes I buy cameras just because I want to fool around with them. Now I've got my main cameras are a Nikon D800, a D850, two GoPros, and that's about it. And then I have two video cameras, a Sony and a Canon. But I go with the top card. GoPro is traditionally had problems with overheating. I go with the fastest card I can get, about 170 megabits per second. And they're only like 50 bucks now. They used to be super expensive. So I have 256 cards in my GoPro. Oh, good luck to you, Mary. Give me a call tomorrow or when you're done with that. But I bet you that's a card issue because I can remember thinking that never happens to me because I have big cards. But like I said, I got a free card with that D800, and I was just kind of using it as a spare. And I went to take a photo, and it's like, why isn't this damn thing working? And the card was full, 999 photos. Yeah, see, I offload everything. Actually, I'll tell you a good idea here is, let me show you this. When I'm on the road, this is a 5 terabyte external hard drive. It was 80 bucks. So what I'll do is when I come home or back to my hotel room, I'll take all my cards. Like today, I took both. I took color and I took my Nikons. I took color and I took infrared and my video, and I'll put them all on this external hard drive. Yep. And that 5 terabytes is a lot, even with high resolution photos and digital video. And it's dinky too, it's small. And I clean it out. And then when I get home, I offload this into 15 terabyte external hard drives. I have 5 of them. Yeah, I can take 990, not very much. Usually a busy day, like when I went to Hartwick Pines and I did those infrared photos, that was 405 photos. And A Shadow, infrared photos are, for every photo you see, that's usually 2 or 3 photos that I've deleted to get that. I mean, looking through the viewfinder is like, it's not like color. Infrared's weird, the way it reflects off things. I'm always kind of guessing, but for every photo you see in infrared, and I'm always, if I see something I think's really cool, I want to make absolutely sure that I've got at least one what I would consider properly exposed. If you look at for sale infrared photography, or if you go in and you go on the internet and you look, I have an 830 nanometer black and white filter. I prefer the contrast. But even sometimes it's like a little dark and the white isn't super white. Any of the really good infrared photos you see, they've been photoshopped later. The white has been made whiter and the dark has been made darker. With me, that's one of the reasons I did the conversion, is because I didn't want to fool with that. I want to go out and rattle off 400. I don't want to be dicking around with one photo for an hour trying to get it to look right. So I get it in the ballpark as good as I can and then do another one. Yeah, I was happy for Stafford. I couldn't wish for anybody to win a Super Bowl more than him. Yeah. Oh, but what I was going to say on that GoPro 360, it's that requires huge space in a super fast card. A lot of people are surprised at that. I mean, there's people on a budget, so they'll get this GoPro 360, and then all of a sudden they find out how much the card's going to cost, and they weren't planning on that because the card. That's one other thing I got about GoPro, and that is, I mean, these little 32 gigabyte cards that you get with the GoPro aren't worth anything. I mean, really, I'd go through one of those in about 5 minutes. I don't even use them to tell you the truth. The cards that I get when I buy cameras, if I get one, it's kind of like a sales pitch. I use it to, like, if somebody says they want 100 digital photos, I'll send it to them and have them send it back to me. I don't even use them for my everyday photography. 32 gigabyte is nothing. It's nothing for me to go through 60 gigabytes just taking Canon 4K video, just one camera. Okay, Mary. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this phone shouldn't be doing this. No, I get rid of everything every day. I get rid of it and put it somewhere else. I could never go into one day to another. You want to get in the beddy, honey? You sweepy? Sweepy, hon? Yeah, like I said, I only use them to send people stuff and have them send them back to me. I've got some SD cards I should be getting from China, micro SD and regular. And I haven't had such good luck with all my Chinese eBay orders. Do you do a lot of photography, Julie? I used to have huge collections of stained glass. You wouldn't have believed it. There's a lamp. Here's Daisy. I don't use these clouds either. I'm probably going to start using them. But these clouds, that's what those photos are showing up on a cloud, which I never use. Believe it or not, I just got a McDonald's fish sandwich because I wanted to get back her and get her something to eat and take her out. So I didn't want to, there's a million places to eat around here. No, the best place to get SD cards is on Amazon. Believe me, I've checked. Amazon for sure. No, Google's the worst for keeping track of your stuff, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely Amazon. Believe me, I've tried them all. You can't beat it. I mean, you can get away with murder on SD cards if you're not doing digital video and digital photos. If it's just cell phones or stuff like that. Yeah, Google Cloud. Nah, go. I haven't used any of GoPro stuff either. Uh, Evidently, they get a cloud that comes along with your subscription. And I have to check into it though, because if there's some way I could upload that high definition video while I was sleeping, I'd do it. The problem is you're not going to be awake to put a new battery in the damn thing. Transferring files like eats up a lot of juice. On 4K, even on a cool day like today, I'm lucky to get 90 minutes out of a GoPro. Yeah, I think most people do. I think they do. Everything's going to 6 and 8K now anyway. I mean, it does look better. Most videos on YouTube are watched on smartphones, so it's small to begin with, so you can basically get away with anything. If you're into cameras, though, you're always wanting the clearest image there is. Like, it takes way longer for a 4K video. I probably should do 1080. I don't know. I just can't get yourself to do it when you're always looking for clear images. I can remember when I first moved to Chicago in '98 and I went to a camera dealer and they had the first digital Nikon camera and it was 10 grand. And I think the photos were like 4 megapixels. Yeah, I mean, the thing with 4K is you need a high-speed connection. That's the problem. I mean, even if you watch YouTube, I pay extra for like 400 megabytes per second download speed, so I can watch 4K videos no problem. But if you have just the regular cable modem deal with your cable service provider, you're going to get buffering on 4K videos. Yeah, it was 10 grand. Yep. Big old giant camera. It's funny, there's cameras are in a weird place right now. I mean, this mirrorless 1 inch thing really put a dent in digital single lens reflex cameras. It really hit Nikon in the pocketbook. But I know like the D800s like I have, those damn things are selling almost uh, as much used as new ones were a year ago. I mean, that's how I've always been a Nikon guy. I mean, I'm sure there's good Canon stuff too, but for camera equipment, they hold their value up pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything, yeah, when you're right. Like most people don't know, but if you compare one next to another, you'll know. A lot of things come along with that color saturation. You can shoot in RAW and manipulate the color better, that kind of thing. And it's not really perfection. It just looks better, honestly. Yeah, refresh rate's huge. Yep, sure is. Yep. Just like if you look at trail cams, that's the difference between a good one and a bad one is how the refresh rate for another shot. Some of them are like the cheap ones are like 7 seconds. You go on and look at trail cams now. I was thinking to get one, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. There's only one out there, 4K and 32 megapixel stills, but that's where the difference is, the refresh rate. I mean, you got one shot of a big buck or whatever the hell it is you're looking for, and then nothing, because that's a long time. Yep. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here, guys. I didn't download any of my video or gonna charge up my batteries, take a shower. I'm gonna take Daisy out for a better walk. She doesn't like it around here, I can tell. So I think I'll drive her somewhere else where there's an open field. Good night, Julie. See you, my enemy. See you, salty girl. Yeah, I'll get her a good place. Good night, Penny. See you, Frisky. Have a good day tomorrow. See you, Mary. Give me a call tomorrow. See you, Mark. See you, Stephanie.